Can I sit down right here? This is my seat? Just making sure. All right.
It's gonna be a long hour.
Oh yeah.
What's up, y'all? This is Mark Lamont Hill.
I'm Brian B. Miller.
And you are watching
JBP
Rewind.
What you want until you get the long term? Because your niggas just be disappearing.
Well, I'm telling you.
Cats be here, and then they be here, and then you look up and they don't be here no more. And you don't know where they be. I don't know where they be at.
That shit is
Period.
wow. Real shit. Niggas sliding all happy and shit. And then they're not.
Before you start, where were you, B-Dot? Well, I was actually in LA. I was hired by Spotify to do an interview with Rick Ross, so that's where I was.
Mark, did you miss B-Dot? No, I didn't. I caught him. I watched the interview. It was Rick Ross. First I saw it on the internet. I saw you put out the post. Yeah, no, I didn't miss the interview.
Yeah.
The question was, did you miss B-Dot?
No, I caught him on social media, Instagram, Twitter, everything. He was around.
B-Dot, do you think the cast was hating in your absences? Hating? No, I don't think it was hating, but it was more so just getting jokes off. You know, I don't take things personal, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like a malicious thing, but I laughed. I thought
It was funny.
I thought it was funny.
It was
Yeah.
funny. And to be clear, part of the joke, it is funny. But part of the joke was against Joe. A lot of people took it as just being about you. And it was a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was also about people. It's like Judy going up the steps on Family Matters and not coming back down. It was like, people be here and then you don't see them no more. Like, I've worked with people here and I ain't never seen them again.
Right.
And there's no mention, we just act like it didn't happen. So part of the joke was against Joe, and then part of it obviously was us clowning you too.
The truth is that I was contracted for only doing 3 weeks, but I ended up doing 7.
Yeah.
And the obligation was fulfilled. That's just how things go, you know. I'm a independent contractor. If Joe wants me back, I'll be back. If not, that's cool too.
Yeah. And in week 6, in the Patreon, where you stayed longer, he said, that's done after next week.
Yeah.
People act like they didn't see that.
Yeah, that he definitely mentioned that.
Yeah. So then, like, when you didn't show up the next week, you're like, oh, something happened, or they got rid of him, they voted him off the island. Like, we voted you off the island and shit. Like, it was
Right.
none of that. Yeah. We would have, but like, we didn't get there.
Yeah. B-Dot, you recently said on Spaces you're not friends with some people on the show. Are you intending to keep things professional? I always keep things professional. When I say I'm not friends, people take it as if there's beef. There's not a beef. Like, I don't know these people. No disrespect. Like, we're not friends. We never hung out. We never had a common experience, a shared experience, or anything like that. I don't mean it like in a malicious way. When I say we're not friends, it's coming from a good place. Like, I guess I'm friends with Joe because I've known him for like 20 years, but I don't know these guys.
We agree.
Yeah.
We agree, yeah.
But I'm always gonna keep things professional. I would never cross the line or try to disrespect anybody.
I think they meant like, you're gonna keep it professional as in like, not try to be friends.
Oh, no.
Like, keep it professional, like, we're not gonna make.
Okay. No. Yeah, I mean, friendships evolve, you know, so we could develop a friendship. I have no problem with that.
Mark, how do you feel about the way B-Dot has gone about integrating into the show? Do you think he should have done anything different? Here's the messy part. Okay, I was like, we waited 5 cards to get here? I ducked the miss part, but all right. I would say some things he's done really well and some things he's done really poorly. I started in October of 2024. So I'm relatively new.
Okay.
I'm the newest person other than Mona.
Gotcha.
So I know what it's like to come into a room full of people. And I know it's like to come into a room full of people who may not be excited about you coming.
Yeah, you're the new kid in school.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And sometimes people aren't like not excited, they're just indifferent.
Yeah.
Or they don't know. And with you, to give some context, no one said like B-Dot's here for 7 weeks.
Right.
Or 3 weeks. Yeah. Or I kind of knew, but I think in general it wasn't like a public announcement.
Gotcha.
And on the internet it was kind of like, wait, he's here for good.
Right. He's
the newest member, he's Potter of the Month, he's, you know, the best edition or the worst edition, you know, all the shit the internet says, right? However people feel. So it was kind of like, what's going on? So part of that has nothing to do with you. It's just like, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
In terms of integrating, I think showing up early, before everybody else, having topics, writing things on the board, yeah, it's fucked up, man. You can't do that.
I can't do that.
That does not integrate you into the show. You see me, I was doing that shit?
What's
that
wrong?
doesn't integrate you into the show.
The board was clear. I decided
for a reason.
Yeah, but that's why I've seen the clips. Joe talks about, getting things on the board and, being professional, being ready. And that's just who I am. I guess that's my training.
Yeah, I get it. No, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I don't show up quite as early as you, but I always try to show up early and have topics.
And plus, I'm coming from this foreign place called Jamaica, Queens. And,
Right.
It takes like an hour to get here and traffic is unpredictable. So I think it's always good to be, as prompt as possible.
Yeah. I think where things went left, there's a couple things. Right. We probably don't even need all these damn cards. We probably do this. First thing was Chairgate.
Chairgate.
Chairgate was big.
I didn't think it was a big deal.
I know, that's the problem.
Why is that the problem?
It's not just about what's a big deal to you, it's what's a big deal to other people.
Okay.
If you're coming into a new space. It's not like a office exactly, so it's not a perfect comparison.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if we all could sit wherever we want, but we all sat at the same desk every day.
Mm-hmm.
And we all had the same cubicles, and we all had our little mugs and our shit up there. And then one day you just came in like,
But I don't think it was like that because the first day when I came, I sat in that spot.
because he wasn't there.
Right. But I've also watched clips in the show previously and people have sat in different areas. So I didn't think it was a big deal. And that's why I always defer to Joe to ask, where do you want me to sit? So being that I was sitting there, for the first time and maybe even the second time, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal.
I don't think it was a big deal that you sat there.
Right.
I think it's a big deal once you realize it was a big deal to stay there.
That's the thing about this show. It's like, I don't know if you guys are laying it or is it like y'all being for real? Or is it like, are y'all serious about this? Or y'all just, is it for the camera? Is it a work? So I'm like, eventually I'm like, okay, y'all serious about this thing.
Right. And at that moment,
But it was already too late.
that's the
It was
problem.
already
Why was it too late?
We were already recording, we're filming.
Watch this.
Ish was turning beat red. Go sit on my lap.
See how easy it is to get up and during the recording?
Nah!
It ain't hard, it ain't difficult. You just get up.
I didn't think it was.
It felt like ego. It felt like at that point, like,
No.
I don't want to look like I'm getting punked out this seat.
Also, the way Ish approached me, I didn't know if he was being for real or serious. Because again, I defer to Joe. Those are Joe Button seats. I didn't know I didn't know your name was on it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
Yeah, it's just for 5 years he sat there.
but I also seen him sit in different places.
So-
You sat in different places.
Right, so when I got there, I was the floater. This is a terrible word to describe it, but it's probably how they felt.
Yeah.
But so whoever wasn't there, I would sit in the seat of the person who wasn't there.
Okay.
Which is kind of what you were doing. So you were sitting in Ish's seat because Ish wasn't there. You sat in Ice's seat when Ice wasn't there.
Yeah.
When they're there, we usually take the seat closest to Parks, that distance seat. That's the general logic. When we move around, like afterward, it's to accommodate a guest, like if there's a guest.
Okay.
So that was a part of it. I think was the chair thing, and what it gave off to people, at least us. I can't speak to the audience because the audience has all kinds of feelings.
Right.
But I think what it gave off to us was like, fuck y'all.
Nah.
The second thing.
No, there's more.
Oh yeah. In the interest of time, I won't get to all of them, but I'm gonna just give you two. The second thing was the spaces.
The spaces. Let's talk about
The spaces interview was crazy.
I don't know if it was an interview. It was just a conversation, but
That's how they get you.
Okay.
Believe me, I'm not saying you thought it was an interview.
Okay.
But when you go in space, especially early on, and they have you there for 30 minutes, it's a backdoor interview.
Okay.
But there are jokes we make about each other, and there's ways that we clown each other relentlessly. But we do it on the show. The joke, for example, about Flip's closet looking like, what was the expression?
I said it looks like his closet took a shit. It was a bad outfit.
I have no comment on the outfit. I can neither confirm nor deny the quality of the outfit. But those spaces are often enemy territory, or they're mixed with people who are friends and enemies.
Okay. Frenemies.
No, hardcore friends and hardcore enemies. Not the people in the middle that are actually frenemies. That I can live with.
Okay.
It's people who are literally ride or die for us, and people who go in there just to kick our backs in, and they don't pretend to be friends.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so some of those people who are laughing at the joke against Flip are people who don't fuck with Flip. And some of the people asking you questions about Flip are people who don't fuck with Flip.
Gotcha. Okay. I wasn't trying to be mean spirited or anything like that. It's just like, just having fun with it.
Anything that's respectful and cool, we're good with. But once it gets off air, once we're not in kayfabe no more, it's not a work to me.
Okay. Well, to me, I just thought that, we're constantly working, showing personality. And again, I was playing defense because Flip came at me. Check the tape. He came at me and I just responded to what he said.
If you make that same joke on camera, I'm laughing with you.
Right.
But if you go to an outside interview once the show is over, remember, chair gates happen.
But also people engage with that community in those spaces. So I'm feeling like people are connected to what is being said on the show. And it's, like I said, it's trying to spill over into the actual.
I get it. Some context, I think some people in the past, even before I got here, were kind of like, they didn't like even when people would sit in the room while other people talk negatively about them. So like if I'm sitting on a spaces and somebody's saying so-and-so ain't shit, even though I'm not saying it, they don't even like that. That was before I got here, but I'm just saying like that was already an issue. But then to actually participate in it, that's something that's never really happened like that before. Me and Flip almost fought.
Yeah.
And I still didn't go to spaces, and he still didn't go to spaces and do that. So I'm just telling you that it's not even a right or wrong thing. It's just like I'm just telling you why people felt that way.
Okay, that's fair.
You get what I'm saying?
I get it, but it just seems like it's just weird because when I go in these Twitter spaces or these different apps, and I see you, Joe, Imani, everyone's kind of like kikiing, everyone's having jokes. It's a jovial experience. So I thought that just kind of translated into that as well.
Sorry, y'all, we went long on these cars, but I told y'all we was gonna do that.
But then you're sitting in this seat.
It's crazy.
It's a good seat, man.
Yeah, you know why? Because somebody has made it a good seat. They've warmed up that seat for 5 years.
It ain't happy right now.
Exactly. And then
He's not laughing
the brother
with us.
came over respectfully,
Right.
said, "Excuse me."
Oh, he didn't say that.
He said, "Excuse me, King."
Nah, he said, let me get here.
So get the
the
fuck
day
out.
room over at Rikers or something.
Get the fuck out my seat, bro.
Yeah, get the, like,
That would have been
trying to hurt me.
So if he would have asked,
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. You say trying to hurt. It felt like you thought that that's what was happening.
But that was the energy. That was the energy. Like yo, raise up my seat. Like, what are you talking about? I was already here.
I didn't know.
I got you.
I hate that you only do that when I start talking. Mark been being nasty this whole time.
I'm talking
I got
to
you.
everybody. I wasn't talking
Oh,
to you.
okay.
Ish.
I said you was
I'm trying
respectful.
them. Whatever we gotta do, bro.
Yo, dog.
What's that supposed to mean?
Welcome to the Joe Budden podcast.
This is the Joe Budden podcast.
He
So
said he had a shank, man.
we weren't happy with it. We think you, in all seriousness, I think you should switch seats.
Yo, you gonna make a new nigga step in a nigga queue?
I don't have nothing to do with that. Yo, I just
What are we talking about? This nigga came and woke Corey up this morning. Like, you're doing too much. Relax. Fuck is up with him? Come on, bro. Be regular.
That is regular.
Be normal.
Be professional.
No, he.
That was like a Maury Jerry Springer moment.
It was.
She just ran out. B-Dot, do you regret making such a big deal about the seat? Do I regret it? I didn't make a big deal. I didn't think I made a big deal out of it. I think the internet made a big deal out of it. And the cast, I felt like,
If you could do it again, would you do anything differently?
no, I would still defer to Joe. I would still defer to Joe.
Okay.
I would still defer to Joe because, again, this is his show.
You think Joe put you in a position to be successful?
I think I put myself in a position.
No. I mean, with the situation. Because a cynic could say Joe did this just to create the drama.
I maybe in hindsight, but in the moment, I didn't think about that. I didn't think of it like that.
Mark, was B-Dot out of line? Yeah, yes. Yeah, I think so.
Out of line over a seat.
Yeah.
A seat, man.
Yeah. I was pissed.
You were pissed?
Yeah, I was pissed. And I know Ish well enough now to know he was pissed. I don't want to speak for him, but just that's my read of him. He didn't tell me that, but that's my read looking at his face. That's the only reason I brought it up on the show because sometimes the BTS doesn't come out, and I didn't want there to not be context. You know what I'm saying? But I
So
didn't
if
like
I
it.
sat in the high chair, you still been pissed?
I wouldn't have started the show until you got out. Did you watch the show before we started? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I mean, there's no way you watched the show and thought we moved seats a lot. You can do this and just pick an episode, and I guarantee you everybody be in the same spot.
Fair enough. B-Dot, there were rumors that this was staged and you were told by Joe to sit in Ish's seat to create a moment. Was that the case? No, that was not the case.
Are you sure?
It wasn't the case. This wasn't, man. Rumors.
People were saying that.
Nah, this wasn't staged, man.
If Joe had told you to stage it for a moment, would you have done it?
I listen to Joe, so yeah. Again, I'm a guest, so I'm just gonna respect the owner of the platform and do what he says. B-Dot, you have said that you arrive early to the show and arrive earlier than most. Would you say that lateness is an issue for the show? I mean, I was told to arrive at 10:30, right? So being that I'm coming out of state, does that count as out of state?
Yes.
You know, I want to be prompt. I want to be early, and I always believe that when you're early is when you're on time. And I feel like the show's supposed to start like around 10:45, 11.
11:30 is like
11? Okay.
11:30 is the actual.
Okay,
start.
so I was told to come even earlier than the time that we start the show,
Right.
but
Which is right. We're supposed to arrive at 10:30, have a production meeting,
Okay.
go through the topics, break everything down, and then at 11:30, good to go. And if everybody's set earlier than that, we might start.
Yeah. B-Dot and Mark, where does the professionalism of the Joe Budden podcast rank amongst previous places of employment? CNN, Complex, VH1, Rap Radar. You want to answer that one first?
It's different. Because I don't want people to think, oh, the Joe Budden shit is the least perfect. It's not. I mean, at CNN, people lost jobs from fucking everybody. You know what I mean? Professionalism looks a lot of ways. People on some of these other networks have given questions to presidential candidates behind the scenes, which is like illegal. That's unprofessional. So like, I don't want to make it seem like this place is unprofessional and other places are professional. All these places violate rules. That said, this place has some unprofessional things that's different than the unprofessional things at the other places. Like, I would say the arrival time is something I'm not used to. I'm used to people arriving at their arrival time. Mm-hmm. You know, that's probably the biggest thing that I'm just gotta get used to, and a little bit of pre-production stuff. Like, did they tell you to come with topics?
No, but it was implied.
Like at Complex, did y'all have a lot of pre-production?
We had a lot of Zoom meetings and things like that. At MTV, when I was a VJ there was a little bit more professionalism. It was a little bit more buttoned up. The difference for being here than being to these other platforms is like, I don't know when we're recording. Like, I don't know when the camera is on.
Oh, you could blame Poe for that.
That's Poe.
Poe is the fucking worst, man.
Yeah.
Poe pulls out this BTS camera and you'll be saying some shit that's clearly not for the public.
Yeah.
And then you'll say some shit that is for the public. And he'll be sitting there eating a sandwich. But then you'll be like, yeah, I got this wart in my ass and I just can't get it. And he's like,
right.
It's just different. That's what I say, it's different. Because I don't like that narrative that like Joe Budden podcast is unprofessional. It's a bunch of niggas up there, and all the other places is like all the white corporate places are good and organized.
Nah,
like,
it's definitely not. Like, there's contracts involved with Joe Budden. Like, there's legal leagues when it comes to coming on here. Like, it's just
broke
not.
me on the balcony.
Yeah.
B-Dot, what's your problem with Ray Daniels?
I mean, he's not my brand of vodka. You know?
Okay.
It's just
Never heard that before.
I've never heard
From a man about another man. No, never.
That's a good way to word it.
It is.
Yeah, like some of his opinions on rap are just kind of like asinine to me.
B-Dot, you called Ray Daniels out first. So now that he's ready to respond, why does it feel like you're ducking the smoke? I'm not ducking any smoke. It's kind of like water vapor. I don't think it's smoke.
Oh, wow.
It's not smoke. We exchanged text and that's it.
Do you feel like he feels the same way about this
I
contretemps as you do?
I don't know how that man feels.
Yes, you do.
God,
You seen the clips.
God bless him.
Shout out to Ray. I love you, my brother.
God bless him, and peace and love to everybody.
You don't feel like you went extra hard?
No, that was light. That was low key. That was nothing.
Wow.
I could have been malicious or, said something foul, but I didn't. I was specific with my words because I don't know him personally to say anything negative about him. I think that's wrong. Mm-hmm. So I attacked his opinions.
Right. Asinine.
Yeah, it was asinine. I could have used another adjective, but I just thought.
You could have just said, not saying you had to,
Yeah.
but you could have just said, I have a strong disagreement with him on hip hop.
That could work too.
It wouldn't have went viral. He wouldn't have been making videos about you.
That could work too.
He's not my brand of vodka. His opinions are asinine. You know that's gonna set somebody off.
But that's just how I felt.
You got a right to say it.
Yeah.
But you seem surprised by his response.
I mean, he's entitled to say however or whatever he feels or however he responds, but
Why didn't you expect that response?
I didn't know what to expect, and I don't care,
Fair enough.
But we exchanged, our texts, and that was it.
Mark, is B-Dot ducking? Oh yeah,
I'm
B-Dot.
ducking.
Is B-Dot ducking? Oh, he's ducking the smoke, dog.
What smoke? What?
He saw you in a real place, and you called the Uber immediately. I don't even think the Uber had arrived when you left the building, from what I heard, from my sources.
The part that he's talking about, I was there for 6 hours. He might have seen me. I didn't see him.
And he saw you like hour 6, maybe that was it.
I don't know.
He was already leaving.
Maybe it was 6.5, but I don't duck smoke, man.
Okay.
I don't duck smoke.
Mark, how would you handle this situation with Ray Daniels if you were B-Dot? If I were B-Dot?
How would you handle it?
Yeah, not if I were me. If I were B-Dot, I'd apologize.
Apologize?
Send him something nice.
Like edible arrangement or something?
Yeah, maybe.
B-Dot, are you open to having a conversation with Ray on the show? Anything's possible.
Do you need security?
Security.
Would you bring security?
Are you serious?
The way you left that building, I'm just asking. I wouldn't need it.
No, I don't need security. I'll be all right.
Okay.
I'll be all right.
Okay.
You stand on the side of
women's rights. That's for lack of a better term.
He's a feminist.
He's a feminist.
So if the man
Yeah,
was
I'm a feminist.
no, listen.
Why is that funny?
Because that's the
Because it
clean
sound
word
like
for
it's
what we want to
crazy,
say.
Like you're Susan B. Anthony or something.
He is.
Susan B. Anthony fought for women's suffrage. You don't think women should vote?
Of course.
So what the fuck are we talking about?
Wow.
How? I'm just saying the word feminist sounds crazy when you label it on a man. You don't think that
Because
sounds
we're
weird?
not women.
Exactly, we're not.
So
women.
then why is it okay to be pro-black as a white person if you're not black?
I'm just saying that we need to find another word for men that support women. Feminist
And-
just sounds crazy.
And here's what I'm saying in response. The idea that a man supporting a woman or a man having a label that has woman in it, the idea that sounds crazy to you is exactly why we need words like feminism.
Yeah,
Because
Mark.
it suggests that anything associated with women shouldn't be attached to men. That's what it means. And that's what I'm saying.
Mark's right.
Bow, Mark's right, nigga.
Y'all changing what he's saying.
No, because if you attribute the word femme to me, it sounds feminine.
No, but this is what's the
And
difference?
what's wrong with being feminine?
What about the
Oh, Mark, mute up. All right.
B-Dot, you appeared to trigger Mark by saying men should not label themselves feminists. After that, you went on Spaces and said Mark is a panderer. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I did? Okay. Do you really think Mark panders to women? Yeah, sometimes.
What does pander mean?
I think it means that you're trying to appeal to a specific base. And I think at times you try to weaponize what happens to that base.
Here's why I take that offensively. Pander suggests not just that I'm appealing to a base, but that I'm appealing to a base by taking positions that I don't actually hold. That becomes a character assessment. You're basically saying this nigga's lying to get over on this group, whether it's the environmentalist women. We don't know each other. So there's no way to know my character, and there's no way to know whether I believe it or not. However, my entire life, I've held these positions. I've advocated, I've organized, I've written, I've voted, all in this direction. There's no evidence to suggest that if off camera, I was like, yo, these hoes, if you saw me off camera wildly different, or if you saw me in my personal life wildly different than the stances I take, I'd say cool. But it's my actual position. You can disagree with it. I could even be wrong. Let's assume I'm wrong. That doesn't make it pander. So for me, I never like the word pander because it makes assumptions about a person's character, and it makes assumptions about what their actual politics that I don't think you would be in a position to know about me. Does that make sense?
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. So that's the only thing for me. The actual debate, I didn't care about. I didn't care about. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, that was funny.
How do you feel about people who think you're a pander? B-Dot is not the only person who thinks that. Yeah, that's my answer. Is that I think what gets weaponized on the internet now is the word itself. In fact, I think people don't know what it means when they use it, or they assume that anybody who has a position that's different than them can't really believe it. To me, there's an arrogance, and I'm not talking about you now. I'm talking about more like the social media people that say it. There's an arrogance to it that suggests that anybody who doesn't believe what I believe, because I gotta be right, they can't believe anything different. So it gotta be a hustle, because there's nobody who could just actually believe differently than me. Like, I don't care if people don't agree with me. Again, I could be wrong. Just give me at least be generous enough to believe that I could just be wrong. Don't assume that I'm running a hustle. Do you still think that being a feminist is okay? Yeah, I do. Remember, this debate wasn't me trying to convince B-Dot to be a feminist, right? Because people on Mark up there trying to tell people they need to be. I never said that.
Yeah.
I was defending my right to call myself one. And I think there's ways to defend women and advocate for women and not use that. But that's not, I don't walk down the street saying, hey, I'm Mark the feminist.
Okay.
But I'm okay with that label because I am, but it's not what I lead with because I think that can be weird. Okay. I try to focus on the actual tradition of black women who have made feminism something different than what white liberal feminists did. So for me, it's about honoring them, not about trying to take space from them. So I don't lead with that term. I'm just not running from it.
Got it.
Are you opposed to like fucking in the workplace? Like, what are your views on that?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
It sounded crazy.
He looks directly at you. I ain't ask you a question.
You talking to Mister?
And don't lick your lips, nigga.
No, I'm not opposed to that.
The Redditor says Joe may need to send B-Dot to HR for this blatant violation of workplace conduct.
Tell them to get in line.
B-Dot, what were you thinking? I was just responding to the topic about having, fornication and
We were talking about golf.
that's what it was. Right.
That was out of nowhere.
I went so left. I was just responding to the comment.
What do you mean by fucking in the workplace? Did you mean like fucking like having a sexual relationship with people you work with, or literally like in the bathroom at work?
No.
I can't remember.
Context is important. I was talking about like coworkers.
Like just having relationships.
Yeah, have a relationship.
Okay, because that question and that smile you got there looked like you was on some weirdo shit.
That does look creepy.
how you feel about fucking right here? What?
Nah. That was what I was trying to get at, man. B-Dot, why'd you actually that?
We all want to know.
I was talking to Ish, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Again, I just wanted to know his views on that because I think we were talking about the whole, relationships and if it's protocol, if it's good or bad. That was the reason why I asked him that question.
Are y'all opposed to sexual relations in the workplace? I believe consenting adults with no weird power dynamic can do what the fuck they want.
I agree with that.
It's that simple for me.
I'm with you on that. Like, it's always weird because it's like, how can you police love, right? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
I love how you made it about love.
made it about love. Love works. Love wins.
Yeah.
So.
Fucking at work is 99% not about love. I can tell you that.
Let adults do what they want. Yeah. Man. That's my views. B-Dot, did you once get busy in a rap radar bathroom?
I think we know the answer to that, goddammit.
No, I did not get busy in a rap radar bathroom. No, that never happened. We actually had communal bathrooms in the office. So.
I'm about to say, you're oddly specific in your response. Did you once get busy anywhere in rap radar? Exactly. He was like, not the bathroom.
I don't know.
It's cool. It's cool. Were either of you shocked to see Ish lick his lips after you asked him this question?
I didn't even know he licked his lips.
I assume Ish is always gonna lick his lips.
Oh man.
It ain't mean nothing. Don't read into it. That's just him being light skinned.
I'm finished with music unless B-Dot has an album that came out that I don't know about.
Nah, I think I'm good. Well, Wiz Khalifa did drop last week.
Yeah,
but
Wiz dropped.
Girls Love Horses.
Yeah. There's 2 records on there I really enjoy.
No, you didn't know that drop, Freeze. You're right. It's not gonna work.
He been trying all day.
Thirsty, begging.
I'm with you. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen today.
You know why I love Freeze? He knows how immature I am.
know you, bro.
He sees the trap.
I was thinking like teamwork and camaraderie.
That's what I was thinking.
I wasn't thinking like pit people against each other until they sat together.
Wait, you smuggling the shit they got? Yeah.
No, hold on. I used to do that.
We used to do that.
We used to do that
We
now.
used to do that.
Now I see how this happened.
I remember in Philly when they started
You put this nigga hard
searching.
times.
They started searching.
Oh shit! I see how this happened.
Oh shit!
You got him on. You said,
Yo, Mark a piece of shit, bro.
It's discount price.
Wow, I'm an asshole.
I kind of missed that one. B-Dot,
I know.
would you say that you were welcomed when you joined the show? I think I didn't feel any kind of way. I didn't feel like an outcast per se, When it's your first day, you just try to fill things out, you know what I'm saying? And I felt welcome. Again, this is Joe's show, and the fact that Joe brought me on the platform as an invitation, that's welcoming enough for me, so. B-Dot, were there any members of the cast that were not exactly welcoming? Nah, it's kind of like it's like a blind date, you know what I'm saying? Like we just trying to figure everybody out. And and I don't know if you remember, we worked together in the past. You remember that?
No.
Yeah, Huffington Post. You interviewed me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we were talking about Kendrick Lamar and the whole Grammy Macklemore debacle.
Oh shit.
This has to be like whenever that was, like
Yeah,
2012, 2013. Yeah, so. Yeah, I was familiar with Mr. Hill.
I knew your work. I didn't know we. Okay.
Yeah, I probably still have the clip somewhere too.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, Parks I already know. We did the Nas ad campaign already, and I'd seen Ish and Ice sometimes at events and stuff like that. So,
Mark, how do you welcome a new co-host? For me, it's always I try to rap to them ahead of time. I try to just have a little bit of conversation. More importantly, I try to not freeze them out. You know what I'm saying? I try to make them feel like they're part of the mix. But for me, it was just like making sure you were good and seeing if you need anything. But also, I didn't know how long you were staying. So there was no opportunity to do onboarding because I didn't know.
Onboarding.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if it was gonna be a week, 2 weeks, or forever.
Yeah.
They no one told me.
Yeah.
Leadership.
Yeah. I didn't feel like I was entering a hostile work environment.
Yeah, no.
Like that.
Everybody was happy.
Yeah.
But again, everybody also didn't know anything was happening.
Yeah.
And if we did, we still would have been happy. Nobody up here, as much as I joke about it, I don't think anybody up here is intimidated or worried about new hosts. They're not anxious about their spot. Or if they are, it's not because of another person. You know what I mean? When did Joe let the podcast know that B-Dot was joining the show?
Good question.
I don't know. I know when you came in as a guest that day.
A year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a guest thing, and then they said, I spoke to Joe, and he was like, yeah, B-Dot's going to be doing some guest spots for the month.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if everybody knew that. I have a slightly different situation here. I'm part of the sort of upper level management team.
C-suite.
Yes,
Got it.
as it were. And so in the management meeting, I got that info. Now, I don't know if Gen Pop got that.
Got it.
So that's what we call them. when we're in the
Plebeians.
meetings. Yeah, when we're in the meetings, we say that.
Got it.
So I don't know. Honestly, though, I don't know. I don't know if everybody got the same info. So
I like
What
them,
nigga,
I like
man?
them shades.
Wait, don't talk over B-Dot. What you say, B-Dot?
I'm saying like shape up is like,
You know how you get when
Joe
you
is a
got
piece
somebody
of
new.
shit.
Play with your toy.
wow, I'm a toy.
A toy.
Holy shit.
B-Dot, I didn't tell you this room gets super disrespectful when new people come.
Man.
We do.
They blame it on me, but this room gets foul with new people.
This
Yo,
grown
don't
man
go-
just called me a boy toy.
Yes.
It's a Joe thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
But yes, that's his thing.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's just the that's how
New
you
kid at the lunchroom. Got
boy
it.
toys.
B-Dot, one of the early storylines was that you were replacing Ice as the so-called music guy. How did you feel about that narrative? Also, how did you feel about Joe playing into the narrative? Narratives are just that, man, but I didn't think I was replacing anybody. I just thought I was coming here to do my thing and, add value and a new perspective to the show. I didn't feel like I was replacing Ice, Ish, or anybody.
Mark, do you think pitting co-hosts against each other is healthy for the show?
No, I don't think pitting co-hosts against each other is healthy. I think it's unhealthy, unprofessional, counterproductive, and dangerous. When I would tease Ice about being replaced, or when I would mock Amani about his contract being up, or when I would tell Flip that he doesn't have much longer here, this is bad leadership, This is unprofessional. It shouldn't happen. It's wrong. It's fucking wrong. And it ends today.
B-Dot,
Yes.
how do you feel your resume compares to Ice?
Oh, come on. That's...
That question was written by Joseph Anthony Button.
Joe.
To see what I mean?
I don't know Ice's resume.
Damn!
I don't.
Damn!
I'm just oblivious to. I don't know what he's done.
Woo!
And this is not. See what y'all. I don't know what camera I'm on, but since y'all do, I can only speak for myself, and I'm capable of. I know who I am and what I've done. So I don't.
But you don't know who he is or what he's done. Damn!
I'm not familiar.
I don't know her.
I think your reaction is asinine.
See? This is the shit I'm talking about.
Respect to Ice, man, but
But
it might be a little bit different. That's all. But I do think resumes are important though, because people thought that Joe just found me on like Indeed.com or something and brought me on. So
I think Elliot just hit him like, yo, I can't carry him no more. Can somebody else come?
Nah, man. But me and Elliot, we did build Rap Radar together. I was a journalist. I'm still a journalist, print journalist of Double XL for amount of years, and we did Rap Radar podcast, a VJ at MTV, game show host on Complex, and worked with Spotify, a whole bunch of brands, and here I am now.
Did he do that stuff?
I don't know. We got to check that out, but maybe.
Do you think that's when I hire
saying that
people
you-
when they're at their poorest?
He's saying
I don't
that
think you saw me hired by CNN and said, let me bring this nigga in.
Touche.
Oh shit!
And I waited till she was down on. I waited till that breakbeat shit was on the rocks.
That's not total not the same thing. I wasn't fucked up. No,
Who's that guest hosting now
No,
over there?
because
Oh,
his
yeah, no.
motherfucking Joe Dashians believe that shit too. They believe that.
It's a
Literally.
joke, y'all.
Episode 2, they
not
was
a
like,
joke.
look, I'm on the socks. They're a socks match. That's that Joey check. Like, girl,
That's funny.
get the fuck out of here with that shit.
That's funny.
Do you all feel comfortable with the narrative that Joe puts out there, the narrative that the JBP saved a lot of your careers?
I heard someone say that the show's a temp agency. I thought that was hilarious.
That is funny.
That is hilarious. Nah, I think it's a funny joke, but I think all of us probably would still be who we are regardless if we were on a show or
Maybe
not.
not all of us.
I'll speak for myself. I'll still be who I am whether or not I'm on the show.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would say I would still be me,
Yeah.
and I would have figured it out.
Yeah.
But I also would be like dishonest if I didn't say Joe and this show came at a time where I really needed it. I was in TV jail you know, and that happens sometimes, you know, in everybody's career. You could be movie jail, TV jail.
Are you out on bail now?
I don't know. Barely. But like, I needed this show, you know. I didn't need it. I mean, I would have been okay financially without it. I would have been okay. I would have created other platforms, but it was a moment where like this did give me a base, and it gave me access to people who I didn't have access to, and I'm grateful to Joe for that. I'm grateful to the show for that. It's not like when an R&B singer makes a gospel album. You know what I mean?
A strong pivot.
Yeah, it ain't like, okay, this is all I got left. Now I'm doing like stage plays and shit at the Schubert Theater or some shit. Mama, I want to sing. It ain't that. It's this is one of the biggest platforms in the world. So it's an honor to be here, and it's gonna make anybody's shit better.
Yeah.
Like there's very few people in the world who wouldn't benefit from being up here.
Yeah, absolutely. I to your point, I agree. Joe, and you know, I've known Joe for a long time, so. And he showed up for me in a lot of different ways, you know, on my shows, on my platform. So when he extended the invitation to come here, you know, I jumped on it, you know. I mean, pause.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
That was kind of crazy. So, you know, I was appreciative of the opportunity. And, you know, the show's introduced me to a whole bunch of people that didn't know who I was previously. They didn't know the resume. And I'm thankful for that, too.
Yeah,
so
they know ISIS.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Joe.
You Drake fans, the ones, sorry parts, seem to think that because people thought he lost the battle by a lot, that we never wanted to hear a Drake song again. Somebody help me understand it.
I've been trying
somebody explain it to me, please.
I've been trying to understand it for years. It's their mindset of, it's back to that.
You chose a side, so stay on that side.
Yeah, you chose. They don't think you can be fans of multiple people, especially if they're going at each other.
No. But what was said when he lost? You see what I'm saying? Things were said when he was.
It was way more than he just lost the battle.
He lost and forget
it. Was niggas dissing him, dissing
talking
his character,
about his family,
dissing all that shit.
Too much.
And I don't give a fuck if we hear from this nigga never again. Go sit down. It was more than
was said.
It was a unbiased observation of a battle. It was more than that.
Drake, don't shoot at me now that you ice cold. I'm not doing it back and forth with a corpse.
Come on, man.
I wanted to do it when you was lit. It was fun. Don't go get shot all through the year and then pop up like Bernie at Weekend at Bernie's wanting to shoot at me now. No, nigga. Go spin. Spin the fucking block.
You don't care about the rap shit, but now you turn me into a pedophile, which is the worst thing you could do to a person.
This is what I was a guess.
And I'm like, I don't think people really think Drake is a pedophile. A pedophile? I mean, they might pedophile's a lot.
Did the Drake-Kendrick battle change conversations about hip-hop?
I think the conversation has balkanized fan bases to the point where it's like you have to pick a side, and that shit is silly. I mean, I think it's always existed, you know, like, what do you like better, Jay-Z or Nas, you know, Biggie or Tupac? And I get it. But I think people were still fans of both of them.
For sure.
You know, but it's like now it's become so divisive, and I don't know. Maybe it has. Maybe for the worse.
I think it has. I think it's what you said. I think part of it is social media too.
Yeah.
It just because it creates bots and it creates echoes for people who just had a stupid opinion. Now there's 100,000 of them.
Yeah.
It was people talking, and it does make it seem like you can't have a conversation. So now if I say Drake lost the battle, and now I'm looking forward to the Drake album, it's like, oh, don't try and change up now.
Yeah, right.
I'm not. You still lost the battle. And I still want to hear from you. Now Ish is right from that clip that I think. A lot of people said more than that about Drake or Kendrick or whoever. I think some people went too far.
Yeah.
But that wasn't us. It wasn't me. I wasn't on the show, so I can't say.
Do you think the podcast was unbiased in its coverage of the Drake-Kendrick battle from your perspective? You want to go first on that?
I do.
Okay.
I think they were. I think they were unbiased. To me, everybody in here came with their perspective of who they liked beforehand. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's hard to watch that battle and not think Drake lost. Mm-hmm. I don't think that makes you biased. You know, now Joe may have a particular relationship to Drake that I don't have or whatever. And so that might have changed how he talked about it, good or bad, I don't know. But I think in general, I think we reviewed the raps as the rap. When Drake did something that was fire, we said it during the battle and after. Mm-hmm. Kendrick just won. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it was for me.
I really wasn't that invested on the coverage on the pod at that time because there were so many people, so many different opinions.
This is a nice way of saying I didn't watch the show.
But, you know, I do feel like Joe and Drake have a different sort of relationship. So he might have a little bit of bias in his coverage, you know, and sometimes that might spill over into his critiques. But I guess that's him. That's up to them.
Did personal feelings towards Drake impact the coverage of the battle, and if so, is that a bad thing? I think we have a duty to cover it fairly. I think we don't have to hide our feelings. It's a podcast. It's not breaking evening news. But like for me, as long as you are honest about what happened, to me that's good enough.
Yeah, for me personally, I don't have personal feelings toward Drake. I guess we have a relationship, but I'm always honest in my critiques of him, whether they're good or bad, and I think that's why he respects my opinions when we have conversations.
Have you ever pulled back because you fuck with somebody?
No, no. Like I think you can offer a critique without being truculent and just being downright mean or disrespectful.
Right.
I think there's a way
like
of
saying like asinine.
Yeah. I think there's a way about going to do that. So
I feel that.
yeah. What did Drake do that pissed off hip hop media so much?
I think there's a couple levels to this. I mean, first, I think there came a moment where Drake stopped doing a whole lot of hip hop media. I think Drake and Jay-Z does this too, other people do this too. When you get big enough, you're not going on all these traditional hip hop media spots. Partly, not just because you're too big to do it, but because sometimes you don't want to answer them questions.
True.
You can curate your answers when you go on GQ or in New York Times or whatever. And no disrespect to people who do that. I love that people are doing it. I just want to see them be here too. So I think, I don't know if it pissed us off or pissed them off, but like, I do think it changed how people, they don't have that relationship to him anymore. Would you agree?
Well, as a person who's interviewed both those guys, I think people were just upset that Drake didn't sit with traditional outlets. I think it's not even necessarily to Drake. I think it's just any rap superstar. If it's like, don't forget about the guys that helped you get to where you are.
Exactly.
And I think the last real significant Drake interview happened with me and Elliot, and that was almost 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
So I get why there is some sort of aversion toward Drake, because he might sit with a streamer or someone who's not necessarily a fan of his music or tapped into the culture, and I think that develops some resentment.
For sure. And then I think the other piece of it is him suing. I think a lot of people felt like the way he moved after the battle was not hip hop. And so I think it turned people off. My opinion of Drake hasn't changed. I don't see Drake greater or worse than I do after the battle, just because I had a sense of who Drake was, good and bad, before the battle.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people were like, that's the last straw for me. Like, this shit ain't even, you lost and now you suing. That's what it sounded like you called the cops.
Right. I think that definitely left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Pause again, if applicable. But I think once Iceman comes out, hopefully he does do some press, and we get to the bottom of it. So
Yeah, and that may change it, unless he doesn't do it with hip hop media.
yeah, that too.
Or you said we don't talk about Dr. Dre. I agree, but I've said up here on this platform multiple times, we need to talk about Dr. Dre.
We
Like,
never
for that
talk
reason.
about Dr. Dre.
Yeah, we just need to. I mean, I think you're right. We're selective about who we get outraged by. We'll clap for one person. I agree with all of that. I'm just saying all of us, myself included, could do better with that.
Is picking and choosing an issue for the podcast, as in this clip, both of you mentioned Dr. Dre, who has been attached to heinous stories in the past, but is often celebrated. I think it's an issue for society. I think we're mad at some people, and then we aren't mad at other people for doing the same thing. We celebrate some people. We had a conversation last week about Tatiana Ali, whether she was Black excellence or not. And I'm like, she might meet the standard. I'm not into the Black excellence conversation, but if you're going to use that, yeah, she's a successful actor, actress, activist, went to fucking Harvard, graduated. I mean, like, there's some shit in the Black excellence category, right? But like, we won't celebrate her, but then there'll be somebody who doesn't meet those achievements, who we do. Similarly with the Dr. Dre example, like Dr. Dre's been accused of awful shit, incredibly. And we just ignore it and celebrate his billionaire status, whereas other people do get the smoke. I don't think it's our podcast, though. I think that's society.
Yeah, I do agree that's a societal issue. We often pick and choose. We condemn who we want, and then we champion who we love, so.
And sometimes it's not even that we're being like dishonest. Sometimes it's that some people got better PR than others. You can easily forget some of the fucked up shit that some of these actors and actresses have done because it gets buried from memory. They scrub it from the internet. Their PR team has them do all this other shit. And you be like, oh wait, that motherfucker did catch a case for that.
I think the problem is a lot of times people don't move past the controversy and do what their bread and butter is. Like, and just stick, we just remember them for that particular moment. Like the Chris Brown situation, we know what happened, but Chris Brown has since rebounded from that and did what he does best. It was make great music.
I don't think it's an issue ultimately for the podcast. I think we can all, like, as I said there, we can all do better about being morally consistent.
Mm-hmm. Do both of you feel like you pick and choose? No, I think everyone gets it from me at least. Again, I think a lot of my critiques are rooted in honesty and truth. And again, I'm not trying to be malicious. And I think people often respect it because they know how I'm coming.
You on fire today with some pauses. Do both of you feel like you pick and choose? Yeah, I think we do. I think we all do. I think it's human nature.
Maybe.
We're lighter on people we like. We're heavier on people, you know, who we don't or who we don't know. I think the best thing we can do is be self-critical about that and try not to intentionally do it. Like, I never intentionally do it. But if I fuck with somebody, yeah, I have to be mindful to say, yo, Mark, but you still gotta mention this thing. Or if I hate somebody, I gotta be like, yeah, but they're not wrong. You know, I have to kind of be mindful of it. But I think it's human nature to pick and choose. And then sometimes picking and choosing is okay. Every fight ain't the same. I'm sorry. Like, I don't believe in the death penalty.
You don't?
No.
Really? Wow.
You can't be shocked by that.
I think I remember hearing you say something.
Yeah, I just don't believe in the death penalty, right? So if I don't believe in the death penalty, then every case where somebody gets the death penalty is a worthy case to fight because I don't believe in the death penalty. However, the guy who's wrongfully accused is facing the death penalty. I'm sorry, I might use time on the pod to talk about the man or woman who's wrongfully accused. I'm not going to talk about the school shooter. And someone can say, well, you're picking and choosing if you don't believe in the death penalty. Yeah, true. But every case ain't the same. And we have a finite amount of time, a finite amount of resources. I can't devote the same energy to everything. Same thing with music criticism. You know what I mean? Or music or criticism of artists. Like, if an artist does some wild shit, yeah, I should say something about every artist that does wild shit. But sometimes it's just, this person has a bigger platform and it's more powerful to criticize this thing that somebody who people are actually talking about than to find the underground artist is doing the same shit. Because it just doesn't matter as much to the people, and I'm trying to influence the people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I reserve the right to sometimes pick and choose, as long as it's not a way where, oh, I love Hov, so I'm not gonna criticize Hov, but I don't like so-and-so, so I'm gonna criticize them.
I don't think no one is above reproach. And, you know, Jay-Z's another example. Like, he made great stuff, he's also made whack stuff. So I think
What did Jay-Z make this whack?
Songs or albums wise? Like, I'll pick songs. I think What Girls Like is a really bad song. Hollywood's a bad record. Anything, bad records. Yeah, he's made some bad stuff.
They weren't my brand of vodka. I liked Hollywood, but the other two,
Hollywood?
I'm one of few. I get it. I get why people don't.
Yeah.
They're not wrong. I just like Hollywood. The other two are ass. Absolutely terrible song. But that's the point. But sometimes, if we did a whole album review, we would just mention the songs we liked.
True.
And just not say nothing about the trash songs. Whereas with some artists, we might, I'm saying hypothetically, y'all, I'm not saying we do this, relax, there's no Rock Nation conspiracy. I'm saying with other artists, we'd be like, Track 16 was terrible, play it, and then we clown it. Whereas we wouldn't do that for a whole song we don't like. That's what people are concerned, because that's picking and choosing too a little bit. But that's the more subtle kind that we don't necessarily always like, I don't even realize I'm doing it sometimes.
I think some people don't know how to check their biases, you know, and that sometimes can get you in trouble.
Facts.
The rapper Russ revealed that Jay-Z sent messages to him through you 4 or 5 times in regards to Rock Nation's controversial distribution website. Can you clear that up?
I've never heard this before. Wow.
So yeah, Russ did it.
You're the Hov Whisperer?
I'm the Hov Whisperer. I
knew
you
it.
got me.
I knew something was up with this nigga.
Okay, so Russ did an interview.
This take a long time.
No, because I'm trying to, context is important, right? So Russ did an interview and they were asked about the whole Rock Nation distribution thing. And they asked if he got any feedback from anybody. And he said, yeah, B-Dot says that Jay-Z, he sent messages more or less. So he is right to an extent. Like Jay-Z asked me to relay a message to him once.
Okay.
But it wasn't like as if I was talking through him.
Did it happen 4 or 5 times?
No, I wouldn't say 4 or 5.
How many times?
I don't remember. I wasn't counting.
Was it more than once?
Might have been 1.5 because I didn't get a response. But it wasn't like, yo, I need you to send a telegram to this guy. Like, it wasn't nothing like that.
Got you.
So yeah, it wasn't like, I'm sure Jay-Z is capable of reaching out to an artist on his own.
Yeah, sometimes he don't want to.
Yeah. But I was disappointed with Russ because, you know, sometimes things aren't for the public.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But with him and I, we're in a better place.
You're in a better place?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I feel like you should get a ref so you can't leave them any outs.
Triple double Oak Hill.
That's what he said.
Oh, you had a triple double Oak Hill? Get the fuck out of here. I need some footage. You had a triple double Oak Hill Academy. Oak Hill Academy. The Oak Hill Academy, the prep school where all the pre-pros go.
Ryan Mercer, Carmelo, that one. Yeah.
Yes, Mark.
He 5'9". Look at Mark's face. Oh.
I'm incredulous, man. This is a crazy ass. This is some Ice Cube shit. You dress like Ice Cube, but like, when did you have a triple fucking double in Oak Hill Academy?
In high school.
10th grade.
Under what name did you use? Did you go under a different name? That's when they called me Tim Thomas.
Do you believe Joe Budden's triple-double ever really happened? I believe that Joe believes it. I don't think he's lying. I was a high school teacher, and sometimes we would put like a extra kid on the team, a special kid. He was different than the other kids. And at the end of the game, we'd put him in the game. And sometimes Corky would score a basket or two, and we tell him he had 12. You know, he kicked the ball. We tell him he had a rebound. I think Joe was told that he had a triple-double, but do I think he had a triple-double against one of the greatest prep school franchises in the history of American sports? No. From the on-mic co-hosts, who is the most athletic? We're all old and out of shape. One thing we learned from the basketball game, at least I learned about myself, is that I am just way older and slower and less athletic than I've ever been. And I think we all walked away with that same understanding. Ish tore all his alphabets up, running up and down after like 3 plays. Joe was huffing and puffing. Imani was doing whatever that weird shit he was doing with his pelvis. It seemed like we all are just out of shape. Now, in our prime, who was the most athletic? It's hard to know. I would guess me or Joe, if I was just guessing. But I'm 30 years out of my prime. I have no idea. I get hurt getting off the couch. So I have no idea.
What makes a classic album?
Impact, influence,
longevity. I think is one of the biggest
musicality,
ones.
Of course.
Not necessarily. I don't think musicality is that important.
You don't think so?
Not necessarily.
So why are we here? The music has to sound good. It can have a classic moment.
Musicality and music sounding good are two different things.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I use them interchangeably then.
Oh, that's
They're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone could be a very good musician and not make music that you want to hear. And there could be something that is not particularly musically profound in terms of execution, great musicianship, but it's still a classic album.
Yeah.
You have an example of that?
Where do you want to start?
In rap.
In rap? Shit. A lot of early Pharrell stuff wasn't musically that deep.
Well, I think those are maybe classic moments.
Okay.
But might necessarily be classic albums.
I think Clip's first album is a classic album.
I do so. I believe so as well.
I think a lot of stuff that Swiss did is not musically profound at all.
You said something about Swiss last week, and it rubbed me the wrong way. It really grinded my gears.
Go ahead.
Because like Swiss's music, you can still play to this day, and it still sounds good.
Yeah, but it's not music. The musicality isn't great.
Would be poor.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
B-Dot, this was a refreshing discussion and kind of a throwback to the more music pod days of the JBP. Do you think these types of discussions should happen more on the pod? Absolutely. I thought this was a music podcast, so I guess I was wrong. But yeah, I would love to have more music discussions because I don't think they happen on big platforms. So absolutely. I'm definitely voting for more music topics and music discussions because it's engaging and people on and offline both love them. So I'm here for it. What other musical discussions would you like to bring to the pod? I think the ones that are already working, like, bring up verses always gets people engaged. Classic albums, things related to producers, guest verses, debuts, catalogs. I think all those things could, be brought into the discussion. Also, I also like it when people take topics from Twitter and different social platforms and bring them in, just as long as you give people their credit. And I think it'll be a fun conversation.
What would you say? You're in the shop by 94.
You look nice.
Yeah, boo.
That still works.
You caught it.
Girl that got 7 million niggas in their
But B-Dot
DMs.
totally looks
How
like-
you look nice don't look.
But you say that on the
Listen,
internet or you say that in person?
Are we talking about on the app or in person?
Yes.
You tell me-
DMs.
DM, yes, you look nice. What's wrong with that?
Many people ridiculed you for your pickup lines. Do you think the cast was hating?
Yes, 100%. In fact, I was vindicated because, shout out to Lexi P, someone said something about her appearance on Twitter, And she said, "You look nice would have sufficed." And I felt so vindicated. Yes, you look nice works, guys. Are there any other pickup lines that work for the former co-host of Rap Radar? Oh man, I don't believe in pickup lines. Just be yourself, man. I think that's your best asset.